And we apologize at the very outset. We are running a little behind schedule. Thank you so much for being patient. We're trying our best to make sure that we can start as soon as possible. We're just waiting for one of our panelists to reach. As soon as she reaches, we are going to start. I request everyone entering the hall to please come up in front. Please come up in front. There are a lot of seats in the front. Thank you. আপনারা কাইন্ডলি একটু সামনে চলে আসুন। যারা পেছনে বসে আছেন প্লিজ সামনে চলে আসুন। It helps because it's going to be a very engaging session, so it is easier for us to see you and engage with you if you come up front. Can we please have people come and sit in the front? I know it has been a long day for many of you, but we really need some enthusiasm here. Please. অনেক জায়গা আছে এখানে সামনে, আপনারা প্লিজ একটু সামনে চলে আসুন। বিশ্বাস করুন এখান থেকে আমি সবাইকে ওখানে দেখতেও পাচ্ছি না। We have a lot of beautiful discussions lined up for you today, and we really want you to enjoy it, but it will depend on whether or not we can see you so that we can, engage with you. Please sir, ma'am, আপনারা যারা পেছনে বসে আছেন একটু সামনে চলে আসুন। আজকে বেশ ভালো ঠান্ডা পড়েছে, তাই কি সবাই একটু আস্তে আস্তে মুভ করছেন? মানে সবাই জমে গেছি আমরা, তাই না? কি বলছেন? Can I get a few voices from the back at least? আজকে কিন্তু খুব ঠান্ডা, ঠিক বলছি? মনে হয় সবার গলাগুলোও জমে গেছে। আপনাদের জন্য চা কফির ব্যবস্থা আছে বাইরে, তবে সেটার জন্য আগে একটু আপনাদেরকে রিয়াজটা করতে হবে, তার জন্য আপনাদেরকে একটু কথা বলতে হবে। প্লিজ টক টু মি। সকাল থেকে কত দৌড়াদৌড়ি করলাম আমরা, একটু কথা তো বলুন। আচ্ছা, লেটস স্টার্ট উইথ হাউ ওয়াজ ইয়োর ডে? নো? Everybody seems to be in winter afternoon mode. But আজকে সেশনে কিন্তু চুপচাপ বসে থাকলে চলবে না। আজকে সেশন is going to be engaging. Yes, it's going to be engaging, it's going to be exciting, it's going to be participative. So we will expect each and every one of you to please wake up a little bit, show some energy. Come on, we are SNU. We are so active all the time. এটা জাস্ট অ্যালাউডই নয়, সবাই ব্যাকবেঞ্চার হলে হবে? থ্যাংক ইউ অ্যাঞ্জেলা। সবাই প্লিজ কমফর্টেবলি বসে পড়ুন। বাকল আপ, দিস শিপ ইজ রেডি টু লঞ্চ। Oindrila, are we good to go? Please, আপনারা সবাই সামনে চলে আসুন. There at the back. I suppose everybody is comfortably seated now. So welcome once again everyone to this special launch session of this much awaited school. It's an exciting name, School for Lifelong Learning. And the fact that you all have taken the time to be here affirms that you also believe that learning should move beyond the classroom. It should be a habit, a mindset, something that we embody. And we are here to celebrate that space. We are here to build that community. But of course, we can't do it alone. We need you with us. Today, once you give me a go-ahead, can I see a go-ahead if you're ready? We are going to launch this ship and we are going to show you a short video to begin with. Something that brings out the heart that we bring to this institution, the spirit with which we are participating to take this forward. Can we please have the introductory video?
At Sister Nivedita University, we believe learning doesn't end with a degree, it begins with life. Inspired by Sister Nivedita's powerful call for life-ready education, we are launching the School for Lifelong Learning, a place where learning moves beyond classrooms and into real experience. A space that welcomes everyone, every age, every background, every dream, where upskilling, reflection and growth become part of everyday life. Rooted in inclusion, driven by purpose, we empower you to stay relevant, resilient, and future-ready. We support you on this journey through a holistic approach, bringing to you professional courses, social programs, and lifestyle enhancement sessions. In a constantly changing, boundaryless world, we have thus reimagined learning to build communities of practice through this initiative that will not only support you in your journey of growth, but will also ensure that your growth ripples out to create tangible impact in your community over the years. Introducing to you the School for Lifelong Learning, because education is the journey of a lifetime.
Thank you so much. This video, as you can see, encapsulates something like the possibilities that we are looking at. We are looking forward to the contribution from our faculty member community and also from resource persons and industry partners who we are steadily building relationships with. Having said that, now beyond the excitement, let's ground ourselves a little bit in tradition. So we are going to have the lamp lighting ceremony here right now. So for that, I would like to welcome on stage our respected Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, our moderator and mentor today, Dr. Saibal Chattopadhyay, sir, and our panelists, Dr. Anuradha Lohia, ma'am, Kausik sir, Sohini Chakraborty, ma'am, Priyadarshini, ma'am, and Ashok Dash Sharma, sir. Can I please have all of you? And we will also want to call on stage our Pro-VC academics, ma'am Guha Mojumdar, our OSD, sir, Shri Pradut Kumar Bishwas, and our Pro-VC administration, sir, Professor Supratim Sen, and our registrar, sir, of course. I would love to have, obviously, our director of the School for Lifelong Learning, Ms. Papia Ghosh, but she's attending to one of our guests at the moment, so she's here in spirit. Can we please have everyone assembled here? Yes. And we are going to light the lamp now. Can we have someone from the media team, please? And the lamp is lit. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. And I'd like to also acknowledge the fact that today we have amongst us Mr. Bonodev Mukherjee, who is one of our senior most participants from our last workshop, who has come to give us his blessings and encouragement for this launch. Thank you so much, sir, for coming here and joining us. I would now like everyone to kindly take their seats if the photos are done. And I'd like to invite our Vice Chancellor, sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to please come up and say a few words.
Good afternoon. So, good afternoon, all the respected dignitaries, guests, panelists, moderators. So, you all agreed, and our senior most participants, Mr. Mukherjee. So, you all have felt the need to be gathered this afternoon on a winter afternoon. What's the need for? Why do you want to do, and what do you want to do in the first year so that we can achieve something at the end of the day? It should be the outcome driven. Also, we have already announced that the 1st January, formally it's a launch. So today we call, this is an activation day for School for Lifelong Learning. And I personally very emotional and very connected with the School for Lifelong Learning. In fact, me, Papia, Andrela, and few others were actively working over the weekend to make it in a final shape, and sorry for the bit of delay, but it's excusable since we are Bengali. So good afternoon once again Today is not just the activation of a new school at Sister Nivedita University. It is the declaration of a new academic intent. Across the world, institutions are speaking about lifelong learning. Many offer short courses, certificates, executive program. What will distinguish the School for Lifelong Learning at SNU is not the format, but the philosophy and ambition behind it. We are building SLL, which is short form of School for Lifelong Learning, not as a peripheral unit, but as a core strategic pillar of the university. So Sister Nivedita University with a School for Lifelong Learning, it will become 7 active schools. So right now we are 6 schools with SLL. From today onwards, it will be 7th school. So that's why we call it a very much integral part of the academic stream. All courses, every certification, it will go through the normal route, academic council, governing board, executive councils, everything is the same, no exception for School for Lifelong Learning. The reality before us is clear. Careers are no longer linear. Skills expire faster than degree, and learning can no longer be confined to the early ages of life. In this context, SLL is designed to do 3 things differently. The first, SLL will integrate learning with life across age, profession, circumstances. Whether one is a student, a working professional, an entrepreneur, a homemaker, a farmer, or a senior citizen, SLL will offer modular, stackable, and re-enterable learning pathways that respect life experience. Second, SLL will be deeply interdisciplinary and outcome-driven. Our focus will not be on certificate alone, but on capability building, skills that lead to employability, entrepreneurship, productivity, and social impact. SLL will connect academia with industry, policy, culture, technology, wellness, sustainability, and rural livelihood in a way that traditional school cannot. Third, and the most importantly, SLL will be the system and process driven, not personality driven. This will allow scale, credibility, and continuity. Our ambition is not to compete locally, but to set a benchmark nationally for how lifelong learning should be conceptualized and delivered. The vision is fully aligned with the national education policy, which calls for a flexible learning journey and continuous upskilling. More importantly, it aligns with the national aspiration of Viksit Bharat 2047. A developed India will not be built by young graduates. It will be built by citizens who keep learning, adapting, reskilling, and contributing throughout their lives. Through SLL, SNU commits itself to a nation building by creating human capital that is resilient, relevant, ethical, and future ready. As we activate the School for Lifelong Learning today, I invite all colleagues to see this is not as an event, but as long-term mission. The success of SLL will depend on our collective ambition, collaboration, and discipline of execution. Let us build an institution where learning truly never stops, where education continuously powers individual growth and national progress. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your insightful words. It's not enough to just have ideas or vision. It's equally important to have execution strategy. And our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, has outlined and mapped that for us beautifully. So thank you once again, sir. We wouldn't have come this far without you. Now, we have to sit back and recap a little bit. How did we get here? What happened before, so that we can fully understand the importance of today, this very moment. So over the past few months, we've been listening, experimenting, and also brainstorming with a lot of our faculty members who are present here today. We had a beautiful pre-launch session, which was a cybersecurity session designed for senior citizens that saw in attendance about 60 members from the senior citizen community. So we've already started community building. And we are very happy to say that we have one of our senior most members of the community, Mr. Bonodeb Banerjee, who is present here today. He attended our workshop, and we also have a small feedback video to give you a taste of the success that we've already had and what we can look forward to. So without further ado, we'd like to first call upon Mr. Bonodeb Banerjee to please come up on stage. And we would love for our OSD sir to please come up on stage to felicitate sir for being here today. He is a symbol of lifelong learning, someone who was so enthusiastic that he's here today to be with us and give us his blessings. Can we please get a chair? স্যার আপনি কিছু বলবেন, কিছু বলতে চাইবেন? আজকে কেমন লাগছে আপনার এখানে এসে?
Hello, I'm rather surprised to meet such honorable people before me to speak to them. I had the good fortune of attending one of the programs here, which was on cyber security. And even at this age, when I have attended a long number of seminars at various parts of various universities and institutes, but this last session that I attended over here was absolutely new to me. So I understood that even at this age, we have many new things to learn. And I feel I was benefited by attending that seminar or that class at this age. It has benefited me in various ways because it has advised how we can avoid this scam, this cyber security to be maintained to keep us safe from the gangsters and those people who are out to fleece us from our savings and all that. So I am grateful to this institution that they have given us this opportunity to learn and be benefited out of that. Thank you very much.
Sir, thank you for continuing to inspire us by being here today and for sharing your experience and your feedback. Can we have a bigger round of applause, please?
Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much, sir.
All these honorable guests before me and the students. I love them, and the students will be benefited from this seminar also.
This is a very overwhelming moment for us. Thank you so much, sir. We have a short video which will also tell you a little bit about the success so far. Can we please have the video?
সিটিজেনরা এই মুহূর্তে কিন্তু অনেক প্রবলেমের মধ্যে থাকে, তাদের টাইম পাসটা একটা খুব বড় ব্যাপার হয়, তারা অনেক কিছু জানে না।
কলকাতা পুলিশ থেকে এখানে এসে একটা সাইবার অ্যাওয়ারনেস ওয়ার্কশপ করেছি। Senior citizens are very much vulnerable for becoming a victim of cyber crime.
নতুন পার্সপেক্টিভ পাওয়া গেল। এই যে ক্যালকাটা পুলিশ থেকে বললো ওরা ক্যাম্পেইন করছে স্টপ, ড্রপ অ্যান্ড রিপোর্ট।
আপনার কাছে কোনো কিছু আগে হঠাৎ করে কিছু আগে আসে তাহলে স্টপ, আপনি আপনার যে ডিসিশন আছে ওটা ইমিডিয়েটলি আপনি নেবেন না, ইউ ওয়েট ফর সাম টাইম। আপনার যে পরিবারের লোক আছে, আপনার নেবার যে আছে ওনার সঙ্গে আপনি কথা করবেন। ড্রপ, আপনার এরকম কিছু আগে কিছু টাকা চাইছে আপনার কাছ থেকে, আপনাকে কিছু করতে বলছে, সেটা ইমিডিয়েটলি আপনি ওটা যে প্ল্যান আছে ওটাকে ড্রপ করে দেন, ওটাকে আপনি ডিলে করে দেন। और इन्फॉर्म मतलब कि इमिडिएटली अपनी 1930 আমাদের একটা হেল্পলাইন নাম্বার আছে, এটা শুধু কলকাতা নয়, এটা পুরা ইন্ডিয়া, পুরা অল ওভার কান্ট্রি দিস 1930 হেল্পলাইন ওয়ার্কস। আপনার যে ফ্রড হয় আপনি ইমিডিয়েটলি 1930 তে রিপোর্ট করেন।
ইউনিভার্সিটি আরো সাহায্য করতো আমাদের সবকিছু শিখিয়ে নিতে। এই যে উদ্যোগ নিয়েছে তাকে সাধুবাদ জানাই।
And this program is a need of the day. Everybody is scared about what is going to happen, especially the senior citizen. Excellent idea, and this should be developed in a better way. And in future, I think SNU will play an active role in the community development.
ওয়ার্কশপে খুব বিস্তারিতভাবে আলোচনা হয়েছে, খুব ভালো লাগলো। ভবিষ্যতে যদি এরকম আরও ওয়ার্কশপ হয় তাহলে আমি বলবো বিসাইড পুলিশ অফিসার্স, ব্যাংক অফিসার্স হু আর ডিলিং উইথ সাইবার ক্রাইম, তাদেরও একটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট রোল আছে। তাদের এক্সপিরিয়েন্সটাও যদি তারা শেয়ার করেন সেটা খুব ইউজফুল হবে।
How did that sound? Exciting, isn't it? We already got a lot of requests for more such workshops, day-long workshops, and we are working on it. But now we'll move into the next segment of the program, which is going to be our panel discussion. We'll take a minute to set up the stage, and before we do so, we'd like our Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir to please come up and felicitate our moderator and mentor for the session and our wonderful panelists. পেছনে লাগিয়ে দেবো স্যার? আচ্ছা, লাগিয়ে Thank you, sir, for taking the time to be here and moderate our panel. Professor Saibal Chattopadhyay needs no introduction, but He has been there since day one to give us so much of insights, and he has so much of excitement that is what keeps us going, keeps us motivated. Thank you so much, sir. We are so grateful you're here with us today. Now I'd like to call our panelists. Dr. Anuradha Lohia, ma'am. Can you please come up? I'd love to call our Pro-VC academics, ma'am, Madam Guha Majumdar, to come and please felicitate Dr. Lohia. Please, ma'am. Can we please have our respected registrar, sir, to come up and felicitate Dr. Sohini Chakraborty? Ma'am, could you please come up? Madam Chakraborty is an artist and a social worker. She has done so much work on dance movement therapy, and we are so grateful that she's here to share more about her perspectives today. Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, please take your seat. Thank you, sir. I'd now like to call our director of the School for Lifelong Learning, Ms. Papia Ghosh. Could you please come up and felicitate Ms. Priyadarshini Ghosh? Thank you, ma'am. I would now like to call on Professor Shantanure, our advisor at School for Lifelong Learning. Could you kindly come up to felicitate Dr. Ashok Das Sharma, who was once upon a time a research scholar here at this very institution, returning to campus today. So it's again an overwhelming moment to have you here, sir. Can we please have a seat? Can we please have a bigger round of applause? Such a big moment for us. So please take your seat amongst the panelists. Thank you so much, Shantanu sir. Now, last but not the least, we have an institutional head, a principal from Narayana School, Mr. Kausik Ray, who's here. Sir, could you please come up? And I'd love to call upon our Assistant Registrar, Ms. Oindrala Mukherjee, to please come and felicitate, sir. Oindrala has had an immense contribution in bringing this vision to life. So let's give a bigger round of applause for her, please. Everyone, come on. Thank you so much, Oindrala. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, could you please take your seat amongst the panelists? I'd now love to call upon Dr. Saibal Chattopadhyay to please take over and initiate the conversation. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Now that the basic talk is over and felicitation of the eminent panelists and everybody, it's time to get into the actual panel discussion. Before we start the panel discussion, which is titled, I believe quite appropriately, as Education Beyond Degrees, Learning Never Stops, it's important for me to start this with a certain quote. I will not say who it is, but I will leave it to you. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Can anyone guess who said that? Mahatma Gandhi, absolutely right. So, this particular school for lifelong learning, we should also have the backdrop, at least in the Indian context, and Honorable VC has already given enough reasons why we should have it. In fact, in the middle of December, we also had a brainstorming where many of these things were crystallized. Just to quote some figures, not much significance maybe, but you can see, our overall literacy rate is around 81%, 80.9% to be precise. And our government target is 100%. So that for all future policy goals, we can create any policy with 100% literacy. Some states have almost achieved that, like Mizoram, 98% literacy now. So obviously, we still have some other states which has to go some more part. And as for the adult illiteracy and adult learning challenges, you will be interested to know that about 18 crore adults are non-literate as per the last census, which was 2011. And now, once the new census, which has been had opportunities to interact before. Thank you, ma'am, for coming and agreeing to come here and take part in this. Ms. Priyadarshini Ghosh, she is an accomplished Indian classical and contemporary dancer, choreographer and dance scholar. She received the Nehru Fulbright Fellowship 2015-16 and taught at Brown University as a visiting faculty. In India, she leads the Natyanova Performing Arts Center as artistic director. Thank you, ma'am, for agreeing to come and sharing your journey. Then we have Dr. Ashok Das Sharma. Actually, you already seen just now that he holds a very position of pride in the institute, the first PhD of SNU. 30 plus years experience and accomplished business leader with cross-industry and cross-domain experience in business transformation, operational excellence, operations, pre-sales, marketing, sales and corporate strategy. He is currently the Vice President BPO and Principal Consultant of TCS. Thanks again, Dr. Das Sharma. Then we come to Dr. Sohini Chakraborty. So Dr. Chakraborty is an Ashoka Fellow, sociologist, dance activist, and dance movement therapist. She is the founder and director of Kolkata Sanved, as well as a pioneer of dance and movement therapy in India and South Asia. Thanks, ma'am, again to agree to come here. And finally, we have Mr. Kausik Ray. With nearly 3 decades of experience in education, Mr. Ray is an institutional leader currently in charge of Narayana School in Howrah. He has previously held key leadership positions including Vice Principal, Head of the Chemistry, School Coordinator, and Senior Chemistry at reputed institutions such as Delhi Public School, Ruby Park, Garden High School, Birla High School, and the Heritage School. In addition to his academic and administrative roles, he has over a decade of experience as an examiner of chemistry for ICSE, ISC, and CBSE examination. Thank you, Mr. Rai, for agreeing to come here. Well, now is a time for the actual panel. What I propose to do is, once this introduction is over, I will invite each one of you to share 2-3 minutes about your learning story. And my prompt would be, tell us about a significant learning journey you have undertaken after your formal education and how it impacted your life or career. 2-3 minutes, you please take one. And then you can sit there and pause there.
Very good afternoon. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, SNU School of Lifelong Learning, for inviting me to speak here. I say thank you to all the distinguished people who are here. So, I come from a performance background. So, my learning process traditionally, when we were young, was without certification, without examination, on a teacher-to-student transmission. You know what we call the Guru Shishya Parampara. We did not have too much time to really reflect and think. There was a time when I had to leave India, and when I went outside of India, that I said, what do I do now? That is when the text and the scholarly inputs started coming into my life. Started studying. I said, now how do I connect? So after returning to India, all my learning, studies, enquiries, actually I had to formalize. So let me foreground that at a ripe old age of over 45, I did my master's in dance, and I kept working with my research focus, which was mindfulness and contemplative aspect of performance, taking dance as a system of yoga. I am going to be finally defending my research work in a few months. So there is no end to learning.
Thank you. Dr. Dasama.
Thank you. So, good afternoon, all my fellow panelists, the director, and all distinguished guests and my beloved students. The prompt, as I understand, that what is the learning journey after the formal education? That was the prompt, right? Okay. So I completed my engineering and management in the mid-90s. And as was customary those days, after completing my engineering and management, I joined a large corporate house. In my case, it was Tata Steel. And actually, I joined their marketing and sales department. And in those days, we are mainly doing what we can call now rationing steel consumption, rationing steel. But like many other young professionals, I was also not fully satisfied, looking some break or change. And that break and change came in the early 2000 when I was nominated for a program called Six Sigma training. This is something some of you may know. This is Six Sigma is a quality improvement or business improvement methodology or philosophy. It was popularized by that time the celebrated company called GE or General Electric and their celebrity CEO Jack Welch. Now this is completely a new thing than what I was doing that time or what I have learned in my engineering or management curriculum, although some semblance was there. But nonetheless, I decided to take a plunge. I made a silent promise to myself that I will try to be the most sought after or most knowledgeable person in this particular field. So what I did actually read all the books that are available. I listed all the books which are available on Six Sigma. There were many that time. All the articles which are available in internet. Listened all the podcasts I could lay off. And suddenly I found that I have become not only sought after, I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but I have not become only the sought after in my company, but in the industry. And then I never applied, but I was contacted by IBM Global Consulting from United States, and I got a job there in their strategy consulting. All I'm saying this because that I went out of my comfort zone. I went completely out of my core strength areas and made a change in my career. And over the next 10 years, when I joined IBM, I got opportunity to travel all around the world, met the senior management and advised the senior management of global companies, presented in global conferences, and thereafter I wrote a book on Six Sigma. And it completely changed my career from a sales and marketing guy to a business consulting. And that is a cornerstone of my change in my career. And this is one thing which I really feel proud and also really feel quite satisfied that going outside the comfort zone, learning new things really opens up opportunities, and that is something which I wanted to stress. Thank you.
Dr. Chakraborty.
Thank you for inviting me and including me in this panel. And also I just wanted to, my gratitude to my professor also. I'm a student of Professor Bulabhadra, Professor Dr. Bulabhadra, who is here. So why I am saying this? Because when I studied sociology in Calcutta University, and my special paper was criminology, and my dance education was with late Dr. Manjushree Chaki Sarkar, and theatre education with Usha Ganguly. So all my learning definitely centered with a feminist approach and questioning the self and society, along with my classical dance learning, Bharatnatyam. But when I'm studying sociology, so from that day I was quite aware that how I can use sociology and dance together. And so constantly idea, in my head. I was at the age of 20, 21, and I was walked down in Calcutta Book Fair. I saw a poster, and there was a poem that they sell me my own blood for some gold and some silver. I rinse and rinse my mouth, but the taste of treachery remains. I am no more mother to be, I am no more bride to be, I am no more future to be. So at the young person, this poster is really hammered to me. And then and there I decided how I can use dance and sociology together, where and women or a girl can say, I'm mother to be, bride to be, and future to be. But with this, all the learning, and I was thinking I studied postmodern dance and the feminist approach and criminology. And actually, when I landed at that time in the field at the age of 21, because I decided on the spot that I will do this. This will be my path. So, but when I really landed, I saw that not, my textbook did not work. Even my feminist learning of dance and the school of dance, there is highly, many elitism in the education which will not work at the ground. So I think that's the moment really gave me a point where I decided to listen, to co-create, to become a co-learner, and completely unlearn myself to give a pathway of a new learning. That's how the entire pedagogy and the Kolkata Sanved and everything has been born. Fantastic. So, yeah, so that's the history.
Mr. Rai. Very good afternoon to all dignitaries present here, moderator sir. I'm really grateful to be a part of this wonderful program. Thank you, SNU, for giving me a chance to be a part of this program. As per the prompt is concerned, I've started my career as a lab demonstrator. And afterwards, I joined in school as a teacher. Chemistry is my favorite subject. Still now it is right now. Now, there is a long journey beginning from the classroom and still it is going on. And now I have a personal chamber. This long journey is not so easy. The only thing that I have seen in this journey is change is the only constant. And this change, I haven't tried any extraordinary thing in my life. I always try to stick to the basic. My earnest try is to find out the crisis in the student. Believe me or not, this is not exaggeration, I'm telling you that. Post-COVID, pre-COVID situations are different. Nowadays, children are going through a very, very crisis period. They are overstressed. Some stresses are created by us, some stresses are created by the system. So the learning, whatever they are going to learn, learning is not proper. So that is why the initiative that is taken by SNU is really apt. I must appreciate that. Beyond learning, learning beyond, where only IQ is not the ultimate thing. We have to consider their moral intelligence, we have to consider their spiritual intelligence, we have to consider the social intelligence. All these are to be taken into consideration. And as an educator, we have to take the initiative to inculcate, to incorporate all these things in our children. That's what I'm trying to do my level best throughout my career. So still I'm going on, long way to go. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Dr. Lohia.
Congratulations to SNU for being foresighted to establish such a department. I hope your message spreads to all the universities, colleges, and My trajectory was pretty simple till 2009. I was trained to be a biochemist and a molecular biologist. And that's what I was doing very comfortably. Then life throws you these oddballs. And I was appointed the CEO of the Wellcome Trust initiative in India. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know administration, I didn't know finance, and I didn't know how to gather a team, recruit people, find a place, set up a business center. I had no idea. I was nicely protected in my ivory tower, and then I was thrown into the wild. And no learning like learning without degrees, no learning like learning to survive. I'll cut the long story short and say that I'm very proud of my one achievement, something I was really completely ignorant of, and that was finance. I was given a huge amount of money to manage, 120 million US dollars. I didn't even know how many zeros there were, and I still don't. How do you manage that? So I had to liaison with the British counterparts, and they were masters at creating systems. When I learnt it, and I figured out that it was a novel thing which I had to create both for the Indians and the British people, it was a massive exercise, and it took me a long time, but the ultimate compliment was when the government of India wanted that document from me as a model system. So learning, I had you know management, I don't know management, you know finance, I don't know finance, but I had to learn it, and I had to learn it without a degree. It was very, very hard. But how it impacted my life, I'll tell you. I came back to Calcutta in 2013, and in 2014, I was appointed the Vice Chancellor of Presidency. So I have a particular personality characteristic where I fight against myself. So first, for the Wellcome Trust, I told the authorities, I'm no good, don't take me. Then when I was being asked to do the Vice Chancellor position in Presidency, I told the Chancellor, the Governor, I'm not good at it. I am a scientist and leave me be. He said, we are not hiring you because we are a scientist. We followed your trajectory and you set up the Wellcome Trust initiative. We are hiring you for that.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's how it impacted my life.
Fantastic.
Something I didn't learn from a book.
For those of you who we have followed, because of course she is from the same college, also Presidency, as an alum we have followed her path. Some of the wonderful things, the turnaround for Presidency University, and remember it's a very new unitary university, standalone university with no other colleges, and some of the things which she has done are just superb. So again, thanks from one alma mater that you have really done wonders. Thank you. All right, so now that the introduction part, which is more structured, is over, my job is almost done because now it's mostly unstructured. What I will do is, I will read out a few issues which you can take, and you raise your hands and take it. There is no specific person this question is addressing. First is why and motivation.
Before that, can I add something about Anuradha?
Of course.
She was also an accomplished dancer, a Kuchipuri dancer.
এটা আমরা জানতাম না কিন্তু।
So I had to add
কলেজে
that.
কোনোদিন করেছেন বলে মনে পড়ে না। করেছিলেন? Oh, I missed it.
Freshers welcome.
Oh,
Freshers
acha, I missed it. Okay. Thank you. So the questions that I would like to throw to all five of you, and based on your life experience, you try to address it whichever way you think are proper or appropriate. First is the why and motivation. I have shared all this with you. I'll just read it out. Beyond career demands, what are the personal, intellectual, or community-driven reasons to keep learning? How do you overcome the I am too busy or I am too old mindset? Will a concern for community health or mental health play a part? So that's the why part. Any of you like to take this?
Can I take this? So the why part, I picked out a few words from there. So the community part.
Yes.
as a scientist, I felt this lack of ability to contribute directly to community. I always felt, yeah, I'm doing research, it's getting published in international journals, I'm sharing with my peers, but am I able to actually affect my community? So that was a driving force where I wanted to change. And the other thing that one was the mental health.
Yeah.
What happens is, am I too busy? You know the truth. You're never too busy. You're making up that story. Am I too old? I don't want to be too old. I want to be young.
Fantastic.
So I want to go against both those. I am never too busy. I make up stories that I am too busy. And that's, Dhruva is going to laugh at me over here because I was trying to get out of this.
When you took over the responsibility of Manovikas Kendra,
Now,
what was it more? More to give back to the society? Because you have received so much from the society also.
Definitely. But Manovikas Kendra is my inheritance in terms of its legacy. My mother started it 50 years ago.
Okay.
So it was my duty to take it up.
Okay.
But that was the easy part. The difficult part is actually to now do what we want to do.
Yes.
Here is where I learned how community matters. What we do with children with special needs is one thing, but what we can do with their parents is the most important thing.
Yeah.
And I am really devoting myself now to parental counseling and to bring about methods which are scientific, which are evidence-based, where we are also using AI to make sure that the community comes together, whether it is in terms of mental health or counseling. The other thing we all know is our brains are neuroplastic. We have a lot of plasticity in our brains. The more I challenge it, the more I grow new nerve endings, the more neurons. So I have to continuously challenge it. This is the message we give to our children with special needs.
Yes.
This is the message we give to their parents. So we keep on making them undertake challenge after challenge. And we do the same, and we become role models there. So that's the why, and I'll leave it to someone else.
Yeah.
Sohini, you wanted to add?
I just wanted to add with Anuradha Di on that the reflective process and how, like I can say my journey and how we practice even within Kolkata, Sanved, the senior management, senior leadership, and with the community, that fixed mindset to growth mindset. So there is many changes regarding ourselves, our health, or a larger community, which resist us because of our fixed mindset. So it's a regular, everyday, practice-oriented journey. So how we can really, be into that pathway where we can, from the fixed mindset, we can go to the growth mindset. So I think that's the reflective process, if you ask me, I am in, and that's also a source of inspiration and motivation. As I believe, because when we talk about change, it's you need to become the change.
Yes.
It's not that I cannot be anchor person for somebody else's change. We can only facilitate the pathways.
Yes.
So that's I wanted to add.
Yes, Priyadarshini.
So, why? Again, because questions were coming. So, analyzing an embodied practice, how do I do that? So that's how it started. Now, what I found that it's also it's something which gives me immense happiness and satisfaction. How can I translate that to students? So I have two kinds of students. One, older people who just come to dance because they enjoy it. So there's no other, we do put them up on stage every year and they love it. But there's no, they don't have to excel in anything. The other group are more focused, that they learn. I have students who are going in for MA, for PhDs. Community. So the older group, I tell them that go forth and put this aspect of enjoying the arts. Now with that, I'm now involved in NEP Arts and Education in schools.
Oh.
So that's where we are also, I'm trying to bring this.
So what is your experience about NEP so far?
I think the holistic things, it really has made us think, is how can we, firstly, no stylization. So it is dance and movement. How can we bring in concepts without going into any learning? So they are grade 5 learning expressions, emotions, how to express with drawing emojis.
So one aspect of NEP is really credit carrying, right?
Yes.
You do something and then you will always carry it for the
Yes.
rest of your life.
Yes.
How do you implement that in your field?
So, what does performing, I'm doing it as a performer. What is important? My body. How do I stand? How do I look at my spine? Lifelong. What is performance? That we are sitting here and talking is also performance. Gaining confidence. Gaining inquisitiveness about certain things. Okay, is this the way how emotions are expressed? Does it matter whether I feel it? And then how do I show it? So it's all with questions. History is being learnt with Bhimbetka paintings, and it's integrated. That all art forms, philosophy and everything is very integrated. We're looking at it with the holistic, because it's SNU, I'm going to talk about it, the Prastantrayi philosophy of Gyan, Achar, Vichar.
Yep.
And because that's what Ramakrishna and Vivekananda also, Bhagavad
Yes.
Gita also saw that. So keeping those things in mind, mirror neurons, because that's what I think Dr. Ramakrishnan, right? Ramachandran, right? Who said that, so our whole rasa theory, resonates with the mirror neurons. So bringing those questions into the students.
Thank you.
When you asked about credits and things like that, we are of the old school where we learnt one kind of thing and got credits for that. What she's talking about is the future. You may get a credit in a certain course, but where that course takes you is a totally uncharted path.
True.
Every child is going to make his own path.
Absolutely.
And
I agree. My only query was whether whatever they are learning from you or your organization, can they carry it?
They
Even
may
if
not-
it is incomplete learning. That was my question.
No, they may not, that credit, whatever score they get or not, will be immaterial. They will carry the true education to do something else.
Okay.
Now what we are understanding of the NEP is the different credits and the different that you can transfer from one university or another. That's a bricks and mortar thing. She's talking of something totally different.
No, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, I will take a part of the prompt that are we too old or are we too busy? Because that is often a question we ask ourselves, especially in the realm of continuing education or adult education. I'll try to answer these questions with two anecdotes, one from my real life or one from my experience and another from what I have read. Let me start with the second one then. if we ask ourselves, or if we just ask that who is the richest man in the earth today, all of us know it is Elon Musk with some $600 billion of net worth, thanks to the share price of Tesla and all that. But if we go back, let's say 35 years, rewind 35 years and say who was the richest man in early 90s? Any of you would like to say? Okay, difficult, but let me say that that was the gentleman by the name Taikicho Mori. Now, why am I talking about who is the richest man in a seminar which is about continuing education? The reason is that Taikicho Mori, who was a professor of economics till the age of 55. While he was the professor of economics, he was studying the business, and more specifically the building business or the real estate business. And he started the Mori Building Company when at the age of 55. And he said that I could start because last 10 years, that is 45 to 55, I read everything about the business of this thing. And then eventually, over the next 10-15 years, he became the richest man, and he died at the age of 89 in 1994 or 93 as the richest man in the world. The focus is not on the riches, the focus is on the education, that if one decides, irrespective of the age, one can learn and one can make a difference. So that was the example. The other is that how are we too busy? Yes, we are all too busy. That's bad news. Good news is all of us have 24 hours a day. It is the matter of priorities that matters. Now I will take my example again, not to beat my own trumpet, but how I did it when I did my PhD. I found that every day I used to think that, okay, after completing my work, day's work, in the evening I will come back home, then have my dinner, and then I will work on my thesis or work on my writing papers, etc. It was just impossible. It was just impossible, one, because you get tired, and secondly, work catches on. So I did a flip. I decided, normally I used to get up at 6 a.m., I will sleep 1 hour less, and 5 to 7 a.m. every day, irrespective, before I start anything, I will work on my PhD. And that really helped me. And why I wanted to give the example, the most important thing should be done first, then the second most important, then the third most important. So whenever we feel, and especially for my students, beloved students, whenever we feel that we are overwhelmed, what we need to do is to do a list of priorities, starting with the most important thing, and that should be done when you get up. Thank you.
Thank you. Regarding NEP, it is basically a skill-based education right now. So what we have seen, previously we are giving priorities to knowledge-based education. But NEP, if you see the structure, sir, you will see that there is a, collaboration between knowledge and skill that is complementing each other. So the thing that without thinking what we learn, we have to think why we learn. That is the most important thing, sir. So that should be our motto, or we should teach our children, rather, in that philosophy, thinking in that philosophy. Why should we learn, and what will be the outcome of learning, so that I can apply myself for the better future. And your competition will be always with you only. I always tell to my children that your competition will be always with you. You think about what are the difficulties you are facing, how to overcome the difficulties. So that will do not disturb your mind. A healthy competition with you. In the next time when you are going to do the same thing, what will be your criteria of overcoming the hurdles? That is most important, sir. So you have to be motivated for doing something good next time. That's it.
Thank you. Okay, so the next prompt is the how and pathways. Discuss the landscape of micro-credentials. online platforms, community workshops, formal degrees, mentorship, and so on. What are the pros and cons, and how do you choose? Because in today's technology-enabled education, everything is coming with some amount of the pie. How will you choose looking at a lifelong learning platform?
I'm going to challenge you. My challenge to you is people come to us with a long CV of what they can do. You must have faced the same thing. How many of those people are employable for the job that they have applied for? The answer we all know. So I don't think I want to answer what can I do and all that list that you gave. I think the most important thing is the intent. If I want to do something, I will do it. That comes with conviction. Yeah, I may need a little help. You do it this way, it's easier. You use calculus, this, or whatever, whatever skill set. Help comes. Help comes when you seek it. But if I'm so organized and planned, I don't think I can't have that kind of foresight or that planning. I check all the boxes in your list, I'll never get my dream job.
Okay, so the defense from my side, why I put this question is from my past experience at IIM Calcutta. We have a wide program, bouquet of programs on online. Most of it is essentially 90% online, 10% campus visit. Some are 60% online, 40% campus visit. Different hybrid type with percentages. My experience tells me, if it is fully online, 90% or more, students get bored quickly.
Agreed.
Because attendance is compulsory, they log in through that and then go and do something more interesting to them. On the other hand, if you really have less percentage of online and more of these, they use that for networking. They are coming to a good institute for the networking and they are missing the networking in the online. So that was the reason why I put this question.
But ultimately it's the motivation of the child that matters.
Ultimately, of course.
I think the answer to this, all this has got their own application, own pros and cons and benefits. The decision to do either a micro course or an online course or a full-time course or a PhD or whatever depends on what is the goal or the purpose. And that has to be decided on a case-to-case basis. But I think that there was a feeling that education will completely move to online. That has been proven, I would say, it's not that effective. There has to be a hybrid, and as you said, Professor, that these networking, because learning is not only listening from the teachers or taking note. Learning happens through peer interaction.
Absolutely.
And that peer interaction is completely missed online, and which is why I think that offline studies or offline education has got is as important even in the future as online. That's the point I wanted to make.
Good. Anyone else like to add?
Sir, in school curriculum, it is preferable to be offline because teachers, when he or she is entering in the class, he will be seeing their children. From their facial expression, a teacher can understand whether he or she is understanding the concept or not. That is very important. And teacher-student relationship will not be happened in case of online, whatever be the thing that is happening. So, though it is an old school thought, but it works properly. Still now. So, if you ask me, though there are ample amount of opportunities everywhere, but still in school curriculum, even I am telling you in college curriculum also, offline is a better option than online. It's my opinion.
Yeah, actually, I am also not a great supporter of that, though in IIM Calcutta I introduced that online. That's purely from a commercial aspect. Because government stopped funding us and then there is a huge potential.
Sir, for professional courses, okay, fine. That
but
is maybe.
I totally get you and I support you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please go ahead. No, I just wanted to say that I think any learning process must be multimodality. so that across range of people can access that. So accessibility of the education still is a question. So that is, I just put this as a question, whether it is physical, like physical or digital. Even we are doing a digital, we have a digital divide in the country.
That's a very important point you have raised.
This is a reflection, and also even we can see in the room who
I
are...
was coming to that in a future point.
Yeah.
And I would like to hear more from you.
Even in this room, we can see who are sitting and discussing on this. So I have a question on that also. And like the education, even if, like we always see from a teacher-student relationship, rather if we can see, it's a difficult again to make that because it's becoming a system, a co-learner or co-creator of a education space, I think is a, just to putting as a reflection and a question.
Well, pre-COVID, I would have said, no, arts cannot be done digitally. I had to change that. There are certain things, if I'm doing a theory, even if I'm doing something which, which is a lifelong learning thing, I can do it digitally. Depending on if I'm, say, trying to do movement for senior citizens. They don't really have to copy me totally, but digitally, I can make them, okay, sit with me. I work with breath a lot. So, if you want to do even sitting down, breathe in, and those kind of things I can do online.
There was a wonderful incident which happened because of COVID. I mean, COVID had many facets. So we were very worried about our children with special needs because they would regress. So somebody said, ki ekta smartphone diye di, jodi ora online. I mean, ki kore online korbe? Do you know, every child went online to do the classes. And what we discovered, that many of these children were very good with computers and could learn multimedia. We learned this from COVID. So there are benefits for everything. Yeah.
The third one is skills versus knowledge. In a practical sense, what should people focus on? Foundational skills, critical thinking, adaptability, etc., versus technical skills. In fact, the role of learning, how to learn. And what will be your take on that?
You can't do without one or the other. You need both. What degree? It again depends on the person, and it is individual. Who can do better with technical skills versus critical foundational skills. But I think you need both.
All of you agree on that?
Yes, completely. One more thing that we are thinking of saying that, okay, you don't have to become a dancer by doing the dance work. But think of the allied. Can you become a dance photographer? Can you be a dance videographer? Or, make your own studio?
Become a critic?
Become a critic?
You have to do so many things by learning dance. One of our great friends was Dr. Sunil Kothari.
Yep.
He learned all 6 forms of dance and he never became a dancer. But he was the best dance scholar this country has ever seen, right?
Correct.
So, there are so many things.
So we are doing, so grade 11 is getting allied of dance writing as report on a dance, or think of writing history of dance. Grade 12 will have learn to write a research paper on dance. Without ChatGPT, yeah, oh God.
So out of these 3 things, of course, both these foundational skills and technical skills necessary, all of us agree. But I would like to emphasize the third one which you said, Professor, the learning to learn. That is the meta skill. Now, how does one cultivate that skill? I think that to cultivate that skill, what one needs is that what we can call as an active learning. That means whatever we are learning, we have to teach, we have to mentor, we have to have, give lectures on this. So that is that active learning which will help us to learn that skill of learning to learn, reflection, and that is as important as learning this, the other two, that is those conventional skills or the technical skills. And technical skills are all time-bound skills. We have to continuously upgrade our technical skills. Technical skills is specifically relevant in adult education or continuing education, because you cannot learn once and then say that, okay, rest of my life I will live with it. That's the point I wanted to. Yeah.
Sir, knowledge and skill both are the two domains of education, learning, I must say that. Now the thing is that a person who is very knowledgeable may not be a very good administrator. When that person is going to administration, he requires some skills to carry forward his work. So herein lies that question, that is the different domain of psychological intelligence, that is IQ, EQ, SQ, etc. So both has to be going side by side, but knowledge, the application of knowledge will be manifested in different skills. That has to learn by the individual properly to be a global citizen. Otherwise he will be isolated, or I can say that the procuring knowledge will be having, there will be a periphery of that. But skills, as are told, that there is a developing, it's developing every day, every steps. So naturally, it will be a large domain to improve themselves. That's why.
I think in the school of learning, continuous lifelong learning, it would be very interesting to see if their students start teaching the teachers. That is when I think the continuity and what the teachers don't know. The teachers are not God. They have to know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Every mind knows this much. But if we start taking in from our students, that's where they will learn to teach and we will learn to learn.
I just wanted to add one thing. That as we work with historically disadvantaged community and survivor of gender-based violence and sexual violence, who most of the time are unable to access these spaces which we are talking about, from where skill and knowledge and all are coming. So I am just wanted to reflect, even in the school system, on the inner space of an individual. How as a academic space, how as a teacher or a facilitator can tap the strength and inner resources of an individual so that they can really start to believe themselves that, which I cannot do, I can. And that's how Kolkata Sanved's entire pedagogy and taking these two, both formal and non-formal setup, that how your embodied learning, experiential pedagogy, embodied learning actually build the skill and the knowledge. So we all have body. I think that's how Priyadarshini started. And I just wanted to add, in our body, we all carry knowledge and narratives with pain and possibilities. So how we can transform the pain to the possibilities is the skill and the knowledge. I just wanted to, again, bring it into the space. Yeah.
I just want to extend the concept which Professor Lohia touched upon, students, teachers learning from students. In corporate world, we call it reverse mentoring. And in Tata Group companies and across various companies, we have started this reverse mentoring concept and taken it very seriously. That means the young joiners or new joiners who are less than 5 years experience, we identify bright young joiners, and then the senior executives, they mentor the senior executives. They mentor on various aspects of digital literacy, not only digital literacy, what is happening in the young mind, that is also getting mentored. So that is called reverse mentoring. So it is not only limited to classrooms, it is also extended to corporate.
Thank you. So we now move on to our next question, which is challenges and accessibility. Addressing barriers like cost, time, technology, access, and confidence, what resources or strategies can help in the context of lifelong learning?
Okay, one is that, of course, the challenges of accessibility and other challenges are there, all we know. But let us sort of admit one thing. There is a quote by Andrew Ng, who is a computer scientist, who said that AI is the new electricity. It is going to impact all industries, including education. So we have to embrace AI, artificial intelligence and digital modes more and more to address those challenges. And that is how we can embrace creatively without impact addressing the negative impacts, etc. That will help us to address the challenges. That's
lifelong learning. I will not go the digital way. Arts, you can keep on learning. There is no end of age. You will find an art teacher, dance teacher, music teacher in your locality. So accessibility is there. If you want to learn, if that makes you feel happy, it's there.
I just wanted to add with Priyadarshini, even you don't need to go to the teacher because you have a body. Again, I'm saying, I'm not going to the cognitive mind, intellectual part. You have a body and you have creative expression. So just do it. So every individual in this room, in this society, have a body and have creative expression. We just need to facilitate or give a prompt to how to access your own creative expression to reach to that, overcome the barriers and challenges.
I would have one wish list, and that is that part of the School of Lifelong Learning would build into their course community outreach, because not everyone can walk into this campus and can benefit from it.
No, I have a thing, Anuradha, that if lifelong learning is really, and I really wanted to reiterate and insist, that lifelong learning has to create a space where community outreach can access this campus. Not this will be going to the community outreach, but there must be a space, because we are talking and we need to walk the talk. It's not only talking that we are creating the space. We have to create the space where community outreach can access a formal academic space. So this is, I'm sorry, I'm just a kind of pushy and...
I agree. Academic and community and art, sorry. I think these barriers need to be broken.
Since Professor Lohia will have to go a little early, she had some other appointments. Any question from the floor for her? We will continue with the others, but if you have any questions for Professor Lohia, please raise your hands and somebody will pass the mic. Anybody?
I must say I'm delighted to be a part of this. I'm really sorry that I have to go. But this is a commitment I couldn't go back on. I was actually greedy. I shouldn't have committed for this.
You were initially supposed to leave by 4:30. You
That's
overstood
okay.
by
I shouldn't have agreed to do this
you.
because I was walking on both the boats.
I understand.
But I'm greedy, so I came here. And I have learned a lot today. I wish this school a lot of success, and I'm happy to be a part of it in any which way that the community wants. Thank you all very much.
Professor Lohia, just 1 minute. It's not a question. I just want to share. your last line that student teachers and that. And I'm being a vice chancellor, so I always think very crazy things. So one of the crazy this idea. So we are right now going through the academic transformation. So since I come from industry, we feel that every 5 years, every industry needs to go through the transformation. Otherwise, you will be out of business in no time. So same thing in your style. We are going through the academic assessment. So one of our assessment form will be this. Rather than the midterm or the final term exam, student will teach the class or whatever there's the one topic, and the teacher will sit and evaluate based on his performance. So I'm glad that, I don't know, somehow my thought
No,
and
we
your
think
thought.
telepathically in this.
Telepathically.
Thank you. Thank you
thought
for
that,
this.
wow, this is my thought that I have I have an academic transformation meetings, and this is something I was about to discuss, and you shared today. Thank you.
We had 2 children coming from Dubai, from very fancy school. And they said, we want to volunteer in Manovikas Kendra. We will teach art. After 2 days, they learned art from our children and went back. So this is how it works, you know. Let the doors be open.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we continue with the thing. The last question is future and trends, and particularly for you, because what does the future of lifelong learning look like? The role of AI in particular. You mentioned about AI and employer-sponsored learning and intergenerational learning communities. What would be your take on that?
Okay.
Particularly AI.
Yeah. So AI is going to transform the learning or education industry as it is transforming all industries. How it will transform? What is AI? AI is essentially going through a massive set of data and identifying patterns and trends, predict what is going to happen or what is the best path forward. Similarly, AI assistant can help to decipher the learning pattern of individual students and then tell them that what should be the ideal pace it should be learned. If there are 5 chapters, which chapter should be not uniformly distribute time across 5 chapters. Today what happens in the classroom, that all students are considered one size fit all. The professor will come and teach all the students in the same way, assuming that everybody has the same level of IQ and intellectual capability or learning styles. But AI will break that. How it will break that? It will, like AI will break the medical, the doctor's profession also. Similarly, AI will impact teacher's profession also. The AI will help the teachers to know that which student needs more time in which particular area, and then accordingly tailor the lesson plan for those students. So that is one thing which is going to come.
So while learning AI can be debated, I agree with you, but some of the recent researches are very worrisome. I don't know whether you have read that article which talked about the 2021 physics Nobel laureate who got the Nobel based on a system, mechanical system Nobel. And then he applied this research, and he's a Nobel laureate, I don't have to, sell him, to the economy overall. And then the economy, the result he got from his own research is dangerous. Because his ultimate conclusion is, he's saying 5 years, I will give 5 more years, for India maybe another 5 years, because we usually run late, that in 10 to 15 years, 90% of the conventional job will go away. Now the question is, of course in your TCS you already know the kind of firing you are doing. I don't have to really get into that uncomfortable part, but yes, we all know if you can do something with a robot, you don't need somebody and pay hundreds of, thousands of dollars to him. It's obvious business. It is in this context 2 other big names are coming up with two proposals. One is Elon Musk. Elon Musk is saying that what is the problem? Problem is now, in 10 years from now, this 90% workforce will go away, and then they will have a lot of time but no job. So the society order will really go down. That's what is the thesis. And Elon Musk is proposing that it is in this context, think of introducing an uniform income for everybody. By the way, this is already being used in Scandinavian countries now. There it is there. So it's not a theoretical discussion. Uniform income is a thing of the future, maybe a distant future for India, because we have 140 plus crores of people, but for smaller population, it's a reality now. What do you do with your remaining time? Because you don't have anything to do now. You get your money, whatever money you need, by uniform income, everybody gets that. But then what do you do? This is where the skill upskilling or differently skilling issue comes. And with Elon Musk, the other guy who suggested something even dramatic, tax the robot. Because you will use robot. Bill Gates said that. Because tax the robot, meaning robot is not someone who is on his own. Some corporate has built the robot and is really taking away job for common people. Ask that robot to pay tax so that that can be used as a part of uniform income. This one came 10th of December
I have read
in a very, very interesting article. We all should read that actually.
Yeah, I have read that. Yeah. But a very interesting observation, Professor. One thing is common among all futurists. What is common? They are all wrong. They have proven all wrong time and again. The point I'm trying to make here is that all this can happen, something different can happen. But one thing I think has been common, and which you also stressed or at least emphasized on it, I would say that whenever these inflection points has come in the world has become, the humanity has actually benefited and not done. It has happened during the advent of automobiles, electricity, computers, and again it will happen if we go by the history. People always say, like in stock market, when the stock market falls, people sell and say that this time it's different, it will never rise, but it does rise. Same over here. Whenever the inflection points in technology come, it appears that there are a lot of doomsdays here, it appears the heaven is falling, but on the whole, the humanity improves. So what one needs to do? One has to come up with the different skills. And what are these skills?
Yes.
If we try to predict what are these skills sitting here today, perhaps we may be right to some extent, but not. So we have to have that dynamic mindset, understands that how the world is changing, what are the skills becoming relevant today, relevant tomorrow, and accordingly adjust our learning journey, accordingly adjust our education journey. And that's the fait accompli, and that's what all we need to take. So I am, like most of us, I am sure, are very, very optimistic, hopeful on all these developments which are happening in AI and generative AI, agentic AI and all that. People are talking that AI will get singularity in 5 years down the line. Singularity means that the computers will be more intelligent than the robots. Long time back, some of you might have read a book, not a book, a novel or a story by Satyajit Ray, and that story I have called Kompu. And that story said, if some of you may know, that they created a computer where that computer can answer everything that a person can ask. That's what, and he wrote that particular story in 1978. I read it much later, but the story appeared in Anandamala in 1978. And that reality has happened in 2022 after the advent of ChatGPT. Whatever you ask, ChatGPT can answer. Sometimes they hallucinate,
But ChatGPT is not always right.
No, they hallucinate,
But very simple questions you can fox
Yes,
the chat.
you can got.
I did that multiple times. So
Yes.
ChatGPT is not the end of the story, but essentially the hypothesis here is different. Starting from Dan Brown's Origin novel, what they are saying is, if you go back through the history of evolution, there always came, I will use your phrase, inflection point,
Yes.
when one species is replaced by another.
Yes, yes.
It is for human beings, we are here for too long a time. And the thesis is that human beings will be replaced by what Dan Brown used the term technium.
Yes.
It is already starting in our place because we are always having,
Right.
technically enabled things.
Absolutely.
I am diabetic, I already have 24/7 monitor here. Many of us have that. So this technium, not human, but technium, is already happening in
Already
some
happening, it will.
So Dan Brown's thesis is, this is coming where humanity, pure humanity, will no longer stay 50 years from now. I don't know. That's a very, very
That's a
scary
futurist
thought.
again.
At least I won't be here that time, but that's a very scary thought,
Right.
that
But
humanity won't be there.
Right. I will just take 30 seconds more. How some of you might not have read that story, Kompu, and some of you definitely have. But that's a very, very interesting story where the questions are thrown to the computer called Kompu, and they answer everything. And then finally, what was the last question? They said the last question was very, very interesting. I did not realize in those days, but now I realize that humanity will knows many things and it will learn many things. And then when the robot gets almost getting destroyed, they said humanity will not learn one thing ever. What was that? That what happens after death. That humans will never know. Anything and everything beyond that, humans will know once, maybe not now, but once. But what happens to humans after death, humanity will never know. Thank you.
Thank you. So now we move on to the lightning round. I will ask each one of you to take 1 minute, maybe 1.5, and give one concrete piece of advice to the students and participants about recommended first step for someone who is feeling stuck. Because this is lifelong learning, and then somebody might get stuck as to where do I start? What do I do, etc. So I would request each one of you to give one advice how to do it. Because you have all done it yourself.
It is a very, very difficult place to be in, saying that where do I start? How do I start? But instead of asking those questions, just say, what do I like doing most? Can I try and do something with that? And then think of, without getting stressed, think of, okay, which are the avenues that are there which I can explore to learn this? And see where it takes you. I don't think there is any pressure about learning. You don't like it? Switch to something else. There's nothing wrong.
Difficult question.
It's a difficult question, and I'm not a person to give advice. However, one thing I think what I practice for myself, that's all I can share, is that what gives me joy every day, and I do that every day. So that's really helps me to overcome my resistance, my stuckness. I also feel every day stuck, somewhere to learn. So that is one key, what gives me joy. So I bring back that into my life. And the second is, I don't set any goal which I cannot. Like for me, the rule is 2 minutes. 2 minutes taking from life. It's a 2 minutes well-being or self-care rule which advise me to move on. So every day 2 minutes doing new things help to develop a pattern in the longer term of life. So that's the practice.
That's a very interesting idea.
2 things I must say to our children. That first one is, just like Swami Vivekananda told, discovery of yourself. You have to discover yourself. We have enormous power in us. You have to explore that power. You have to explore the strength. And don't feel that I'm not confident, I'm getting down. There is no question of feeling that. You will do it. You will win. This attitude you should have. This is the first thing. Second thing, I want to quote one of 4 lines from Rabindranath Tagore. It's a poem known Bojha Bora. And he has written that, Monere aaj koho je, bhalo bondo jahai ashuk, sottere lao sohoje. Whatever that is truth, you have to accept. That 2 things, if you follow, I don't think that you will stuck anywhere. Thank you.
Yeah. I will now try to answer these questions, and my answer is only for the students, not for anybody, not for the other senior people over here. And I will talk about an anecdote. Some of you might have read, the students, otherwise please read the book called What They Don't Teach You at Harvard Business School. Yeah. That book has got a small anecdote that at the end of Wharton class, there was a specific questions asked to the students, the graduating class, that what is your goal in life? It was found 97% of them have vague answers. Some vague answers, I want to be respected, I want to go up the corporate ladder, I want to contribute more to the society, so on and so forth, which are not very, what they call SMART goals. SMART stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. Right, not SMART goals. Only out of that balance 2%, around balance 3%, 2.78% has some SMART goals. And then only 0.2% or 0.5% of the students have got very, very specific goals. They looked at those students' profile and then noted that 20 years down the line, the same students get tracked, that how are they performing. Now, of course, making money or the wealth is not the only indicator of success, but in United States, they believe that that is one of the main indicators, so they tracked. So they have found that 97% and this balance 3% has got wide difference in their earning or the net worth. The people who are at that 2.5% is earning 3 times more than the people average earning of that rest 97% who did not have any goals. And the balance 0.5% is who has very, very specific goals with timelines attached to is earning 10x times. And this is not a story I'm making up. Just go and read the book, What They Don't Teach You in Harvard Business School, you'll find this. And I'm just narrating from that. The point that I want to say, have very, very specific goals in life, in every aspect, as well as in your learning area, and you will achieve it. Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot. So we close the discussion here. On behalf of SNU and on my own behalf, I thank each one of you for taking part in this very scintillating discussion. We have covered certain things, but I am sure we will have opportunities again in future to really address to each one of you. Now we will pass it on to MC.
And thank you, Professor, for conducting the session in a very nice way and allowing us to express our thoughts as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here and being such great listeners to this absolutely amazing panel. Now I'd like to call upon our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, to please come up and announce the courses that we are going to launch. One of the most important announcements that we are waiting as we step into this new year. Please, sir. Yes, please.
আর এটাকে So, no, onnota. Oh, okay. Okay. So good. Now it's a good evening. We started in the good afternoon, so now is the evening. But the people who stayed back, I'm sure it was a really valuable learning. And in fact, I learned a lot. And it was really lifelong learning. So I personally, somebody said the goals set and all. So I very much do it at my personal life as well, whatever little achieved. Because I born in a different odd environment until unless I set up my goal that this year I have to do, this year I have to do, I would not achieve that. In between, lot of hurdles come, but I never deviated out of my goal. And whatever little I achieved just because of that, and every day to learn. And for me also, there's a question that how many times you learn and all. So I changed my career 2 different times, 3 times in fact. I started my life as an academician. Then from academician, I moved to a hardcore consulting life on a big 4, that too in a country like America, where demand is so high, because my first billing rate was $250 per hour. When the client was paying $250, the client has a different expectation. So I learned a lot. And Pricewaterhouse helped me. Until I joined Pricewaterhouse in US, I did not know anything about the finance. So and I did not know anything about the business process. So Pricewaterhouse helped me in a 2 months of time that learned everything, and I became a jack of all and started successfully learning. Then COVID accidentally brought me back to the academic career. So I joined this group as a chief executive officer or whatever. I was supposed to manage the finance and all those things. So suddenly had an opportunity, Professor Chattopadhyay was sitting here. So he felt that I could be the good role to act as a dean of engineering. I said, okay, well, I don't mind in taking it. So that's why the 2020 April, I started as the Dean of Engineering, again started learning the new thing. Obviously, in between 30 years odd has gone, so engineering has changed and all those things. So whatever the little baby that grown up today in the engineering department in SNU, I can claim that I own good portion of it. Now again I'm learning. Last 6 months I consider myself as a baby vice chancellor. So every day I'm learning. And with the help of AI, in fact, all this course module, also I designed with the help of AI. All I did, the AI, because my PhD was in AI back in '87. So that's why now today, whatever people criticize about the ChatGPT, but I love ChatGPT. Because this is something I used to believe back in 1980, and today is in reality, and I do it, and I heavily use, and I see it. And all this course, whatever I'm going to announce, I asked through ChatGPT the multiple prompt and given some references, some successful school for lifelong learning around the world, in India and all. So ChatGPT suggested, and I've given my prompt and also my wish list that what I want to do, because prompt is the most critical that what I want to do. So these 3 sets of courses, why I restricted to 3, because we need to be focused. We need to make sure that we can deliver, we can execute within a time frame. So that's why also ambition is that to cater it as early as 18 years to all the way to 80 years of old or more senior citizens. So these courses are designed for that. The first course also, the course is designed like that the students can make utilize of it. Student can spend whatever the time and money they will spend, they can utilize for their professional career as well. So there are 3 courses, and which is very much is NEP aligned and micro-credentials, stackable, and the credit assigned. The first course is certificate to diploma pathway in trading and personal finance. And I'm pretty sure that the level 1, it will be about 6 weeks course. In the next slides, the next documents, I'll go in a little detail. Smart Trader Foundation, 6 weeks course. Second is Certified Equity Trader is a 3-month course. And third level is a Personal Finance and Wealth Planning is a 3-month course. So the next module, so we have given that little bit of the guidance how we wanted to do, and most of these courses will be evening, weekend, and mixed delivery, practical, real-life experience, and classroom teaching as well. The second course, stackable course again, which is SNU Pathway in Mental Health and Human Well-being, is a level 1 is a certificate in mental health and emotional well-being, which is a 3-month course. Certificate in counseling skills and expressive therapy, which is again 3-month course. And level 3 is a diploma in counseling and helping professionals 6 months. The way courses are designed, if you complete level 1, then at any point of a time you can come back and do the level 2 at any point of a time, the level 3. There will be little bit of a dependency on level 1, level 2, and level 3. So, and the third course is, it will really help the community at large, which is SNU Pathway in Organic Farming and Agri-Entrepreneurship. So, Agri-Entrepreneurship is certificate, the level 1 will be Certificate in Organic Farming and Mushroom Cultivation, 3 months course. Second course is Certificate in Agri-Entrepreneurship and Market Linkage, which is a 2-month course. And next is Diploma in Organic Agriculture and Farm Enterprise, which is a 6-month course. So all these courses are also assigned some amount of a credit. Idea is this credit, since it is an accredited credit, it will be all these courses will be passed through. Can you go to the next slide, next document maybe? Yeah. So if you look at that, the first course is each courses which are assigned to a credit. So if anybody is complete this entire the finance bucket of level 1, level 2, level 3, you will get a 10 credit. Suppose the student is doing, who is doing the bachelor's degree in SNU, so this 10 credit will be added to his regular degree completion program. Same thing for all. Like the level 2 central well-being, we have a psychology department, we have a sociology department, the people wants to do, so this will be added to their credit. And the most important part is these courses we plan to offer as a pocket-friendly fees. It's not a free, but it's not unaffordable. And try to reach out as much to our initial goal to start all these courses, the level 1 for all 3 courses. Course 1, level 1, course 2, level 2, course 3, level 1, course 1, level 1, course 2, level 1, course 3, level 1, all 3. We have planned to start from the 1st April. So next 3 months, we will prepare ourselves to do the adequate marketing and all. So whoever is here, so try to help us also get the necessary crowd. So initially we thought about restricted to the participants not more than 40. So that is a manageable number. And first year it's a little bit challenge, you know, that any new thing starts, so there will be. So we'll try to achieve our goals. So we'll work hard, and this room full of people, it will be require help from everyone, and I'm sure that it will be really, really helpful. And also in between, we will be organizing multiple workshops that will impact the society and involving the society. So SLL will have a multiple mandate for SNU. With that, if anyone have any questions, I'm ready to answer. Otherwise, I think we are ready to wrap up. It's already a bit late. Students are hungry, is that right? Anyone have any question? Otherwise, thank you, thanks. Anything else we have? No? Thanks everyone for your participations. Yes, that's sure. Professor Chattopadhyay, if you can formally close the session, that would be good, because you are supposed to start the session, but he had to go somewhere for some urgent emergency. So thank you.
Very good evening to everybody. Yes, we are actually, we thought some way about the School of Learning launching program. And you know that once we are at the end of this program, it is completely different. And that is actually what we want to mention, that this is the reason why we think that the importance of the School of Lifelong Learning. And thereby, it's actually when we are discussing about this thing, the most important thing which is coming up, that looking at us, oh, after 60, after 70, we are not going to do anything for the society itself? But I could find that no, whatever we learned, we should share it with the society. And we have to give it to the society. And why don't we can actually go for that? Now, this confidence to give to the society, to give to all the people surrounding us, that is something which is in our mind for a long period of time. Why not that when we thought about this type of universities, we think about this is the age up to which the students are going to be. Now the student means at any age. At any age, somebody could be a student. And that is quite obvious from this panel discussion. I could find it out. All the speakers just so nicely explained this particular, and this gives us a huge conviction. Yes, it's going to be a really, really successful step forward for our university. And I wish that all of you are going to help us to make it a real successful one, and let us actually make this as a model system, as many of you already mentioned, for the other organizations over here, to mention that in school, in college, in universities, the first and most important thing is that we have to build up good human being. And for that, you have to do something for the society and know lot of things from the society itself. And that's why we are having this. And it's a great idea what we started with thinking from, say for example, last 1 year, but this is actually formalized completely by our baby Vice Chancellor. So let us give a big hand to the baby Vice Chancellor. And it's actually, that is what we are looking forward to. And you can see the 3 programs already mentioned by him, that how we are going to start with this, but along with that, workshops are very important, and we have successful workshop already done, and we have a number of workshops planned already. So please, also, when you will go back, each one of you who are still present in the hall, spread this message. And only by spreading this message, we can make it a successful attempt. Thank you. Thanks a lot. With this, we are ending this whole program. Thank you.